Diana, who we used to be neighbors in our
Mm,
factories up in Murwillumbah,
mm.
she came to visit me just because she was in the area when I was in Byron Bay in the new factory. And she was like, something happened. And I was like, oh shit, it sounds like she's closing her business. Something terrible is going on. And she was like, oh, I saw this online course. They keep saying, don't focus on the product. Have you seen those? And I was like, yeah, I saw them. It looks a bit scammy. And she was like, well, I did it, and then something happened. I was like, oh shit, what did they like take all your money or something? And she was like, my sales just hit 100K last month. And I was like, holy shit, this is ridiculous.
Mm,
So when she said that, I was like, I'm enrolling in this thing. So that night I booked a sales call. The next day I enrolled, and that was it. It just was something I knew I had to do. If someone else in a similar industry could get huge results like that, then I just knew it was the right thing to do. I didn't even question it at all. I launched ads in October. October, we did like 8x our regular sales. I was doing about 5K before that. In October, we hit 50, and in November, we almost hit 100K in sales. So
mm.
5 to 90K in 2 months, which is like crazy. I wouldn't have believed that could happen. I was waiting till I was had a month of sales to like call her and be like, guess what sales I did? But she saw the ad before I could do that, and she was like, that's awesome. How is it all going? And then we had a phone call, and I was like, Diana, I really owe you one here because you transformed my business by telling me about this course.
Mm.
So we sort of had a nice chat and patted each other on the back and told each other and ourselves how awesome we were. It was really good. So my name's Joel. I make a range of muesli bars in Byron Bay called Dal bars. My wife Laura couldn't find a healthy muesli bar out there that actually tasted good.
Mm,
And I wasn't working at the time and I wanted to do something food related. And one day she was like, why don't you just make a muesli bar that tastes better and is healthier than all the other cheap muesli bars out there? And it just felt right. So that afternoon I started experimenting with recipes, played around with them. And then I launched at the Mullumbimby farmers markets and
mhm.
sold some, made some more, sold them, and just sort of grew it from there. Biggest challenge was growing online sales. They were just hovering at the same like $3,000-4,000 amount for like 12, 24 months. And that was mainly from customers who I'd sent newsletters to from getting signups from doing markets. And it was just sort of just steady. Every month it was about the same. And I tried different ads. I tried an agency at one point, and it just never really had any real impact at all. And I sort of resigned myself to just focusing on retail and just growing that side of the business and growing store
Mm,
sales and just leaving online to just stay at that little level.
mm,
And yeah, I felt a bit down about it because I knew online could be huge, but it wasn't. It was just tiny for the last 24
mm,
months. I made a few social ads myself with just recording myself talk about the product and sort of trying to be a bit fun and quirky. And it was okay. It got a few sales, but
mm,
wasn't really that effective. Maybe it was effective for maybe a month or two, but I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just recording myself
mm,
in the factory talking about the product and hoping people would like the videos. And some people bought and it was okay for a month or two, and then it sort of died off. And I was sort of wondering why. I had no idea what was going on or what I was doing, really. It's a different game to growing sales in shops or growing sales in markets. It's a whole new way of communicating. And I'm
mm,
used to, going to shops and talking to buyers and talking about my product and the benefits, and it's like a one-on-one relationship. And communicating on social media online, it's a completely different ball game. And
mm,
I don't think anyone is just born understanding how to do that. There's techniques you need to learn that you just can't know unless someone shows you or teaches you about it. I was surprised at how deep it went. And it wasn't just from the very first training I did, it wasn't just focusing on growing online. It was like diving into your subconscious almost and
Mm.
really getting deep into what you want out of business or what you want out of life.
Mm.
It was like a deep dive into your own mm, reasons for doing everything. And I wasn't expecting it to go that deep. I was expecting it to be maybe a bit more surface level with how do we grow online, techniques, strategies, but it really took it a step way beyond that into like what do you actually want with your business? And it started with that. And then how can we have online support that? And I was expecting an online training course, and it was way more than that. I did my first founder story ad, and I showed my parents, and they were like, "Ah, you look a bit salesy in this. We don't like this bit." And they criticized almost the whole ad. And they're like, "Oh, but the bit your grandma's in it, we really love that." And I was like, "You don't know what you're talking about. The ads was doing it was doing quite well. Like it was reasonable performance." And then a few days later, I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna make a founder story and just go like as authentic as I can, not even try to sell the product, just share
Mm.
the story." And I did it on a Saturday morning. I launched them. And then on the Sunday morning, I remember thinking Saturday night, I was like, I don't really care what the results of this ad is, because this is like the best. Like I put something out there, it's the best I can do. That's like, it was so me. And I almost didn't care what the results were. But
Mm.
then on Sunday morning, I checked it. I'd put like I spent like $40 daily budget on there, and the ROAS was like 12 after a day, and then I was like, "Holy shit, this is serious here!" Like where this is a new game now. My business has
Mm.
changed. For a while, I just was just like in a bit of bewilderment, just thinking, like, did that really just happen? Like, I was looking at the the sales in Shopify, and I was thinking, like, that doesn't look real. It was
Mm.
just almost unbelievable what the sales were. It's empowering the owner of the business to take control of the sales and communication of their brand. I don't think
Mm.
anyone else can do that for them. It was like I could feel new circuits being built in my brain, which was
Yeah.
really fun. Like I'd see some Daryl talk about something, and I was like, poof, my mind's just exploded in an hour. There's like this whole new way of communicating. And not just for online, just it's a he teaches a different way to think. And that sort of skill is applicable to all areas of business and all areas of life, not just online. It's
Mm.
really changing how you think and changing how you communicate. And that's applicable to everything. It's allowed me to hire more staff to help me with production. Before I was doing all the production myself. And it's pretty physical. It's a lot of lifting and mixing and all this
Mm.
stuff. And now I have a full-time staff member to help me with all of that and a few casuals just to help with all the packaging stuff, which has been huge because it means I can focus on other parts of the business, do the more creative stuff, and focus on growth.
Mm.
And it's just given me that security of having cash reserves so I can invest in more equipment, invest in a bigger space, and grow the business in a way that I want to grow it and not be
Mm.
focused and at the mercy too much of retailers and wholesale accounts, which has been
Mm.
amazing. If you are prepared to put in the work and effort and to grow your business,
Mm.
then you should definitely do this course.